Hello folks, welcome to Tech Review Catches with me Jenna. Today you're gonna watch my review of the MSI GE60 2PL Apache laptop. So without any further delays, let's get started. So let's have the overview of the MSI GE60 Apache laptop. On the right side you have your cooling unit, the cooling fan, and this is a charging port, locking port, and here you have your USB, your HDMI, your fast USB, and there is a special feature called super fast charging, 3.0 USB with a supercharging, which means that you can charge your iPad, for example, in at a faster rate than your normal USB port. And you have your microphone and your audio jack separate. This is quite usual on the gaming laptop, so it's not a surprise that it's here. And on the front, so you have your notification lights here for charging, for battery, and this kind of stuff. So if you open up, you can see from here. So it's for battery, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, keyboard, and sleep mode, and hibernate, etc. So lights are quite bright and they are quite good. And here you have your SD card reader, which is very useful, and it's a very good feature added up. And coming to the left, you have your DVD drive. I feel the build quality of this drive is not that good. It's kind of shaking. It's kind of shaky. And here you have your USB port on the right side, and a super fast LAN, and a normal output for VGA adapter. On the back you have nothing here. So that's the physical. On the sides, MSI logo and with the Gaming Furious emblem, but this is not backlight. There is no backlight on the Gaming Series emblem like on the Apache Pro, so which is kind of bad, but I don't really miss it. And the design clue here is like quite flat, whereas on the Apache Pro you have those lines running over here and here, where the design is totally different and looks better on the Apache Pro. But on this is the basic variant of the Gaming Series from MSI, and that's how it is. Coming to the keyboard, the keyboard is made by SteelSeries, so it's quite sturdy, and I'm quite happy with the keyboard. It's quite strong. And then here you have your trackpad locking button, so when you press it, your trackpad is switched off, so you don't accidentally turn off or turn on something. And here you have your switches, your power off, your G-force. So when you use with this, there's a performance mode, the Wi-Fi, and the cooling fan. So when you press this, your cooling fan gets started if you're like really doing a very hi-fi gaming and you need a lot of cooling power, then you can use this. And pretty much I've not used this. This is for ejecting the drive, I guess. This is for your display. So if you have a external monitor connected, then you can choose your display with this button. And coming down here, you have your trackpad. I'm not very big fan of the trackpad, but I'm going to explain you more on the pros and cons of the laptop. And here at the top, you have your dual speakers. I really like the speakers, and they are very good. So this is basic physical build of the laptop, and let's go to the bottom. So here you have your battery, and this is your compartment to get to your internals. You can replace your RAM. I replaced my RAM myself. I upgraded from 4GB, which is company supply, to 8GB. The build quality of the materials on the bottom is, I'm not very happy about it. I won't say they are excellent, but they're not bad. The laptop was able to withstand a drop of almost half meter. Fell on the floor, and I don't see any scratches on it. I don't see any scratches on the laptop. So I won't say the build quality is excellent, but it's not bad. It can withstand impact, so that's a very good thing of the laptop. So this is the physical features of the MSI laptop. So let us run some benchmarks here. Here I have the performance test evaluation. This is a trial version, but still it's good enough for us to check the performance of the laptop. Let's go ahead and do the benchmarking. So guys, we have a score of a 2417 on your performance test, 8.0 evaluation. I would say this is not a bad score for a basic gaming laptop. As you can see here, my computer here is 2400 something. So as you can see here that my processor has performed better than i7 3720QM, for example. And also the graphics, A50M is quite next to 980, and it really beats all the other GeForce GT630. So this is quite accurate, and here you can see the 3D graphics mark is quite poor when you compare with GTX 980. That's a beast of a graphics card. And memory is also 8 GB DDR RAM here, so it's quite close to DDR4, but better than 4 GB of DDR4, for example. And also I have a 1 TB of SATA hard disk, so you can't really compare it with an SSD of 1 TB here. So this is the basic principle of working of this benchmark. So you have a score of 2414, which is quite good for a $1,300 worth laptop. So this benchmarking is quite decent for this laptop. I'm quite happy with it. Let's get started with our normal way of reviewing a product, and that is with the pros and the cons. So for the MSI GE60 2PL laptop, I have 5 pros and 5 cons, and here they are. My first pro for the MSI laptop is the display quality. So the display of this laptop is very beautiful. It is a 15.6-inch display, and I'm very happy with the display. It's quite bright and it's vivid. The colors are sharp, the texts are sharp, and you don't see much of pixels. The display is my first pro of the laptop. It's one of the best displays available in the market for a Windows laptop. So that's my first pro, display. My second pro for the MSI GE60 2PL Apache laptop is the keyboard on the laptop. The keyboard on the laptop is one of the best keyboards you can find on a Windows laptop in the current market. Even though the keyboard doesn't have a backlit illumination and the software to play around with the colors, it's kind of a letdown, but I'm going to talk about it later. But the quality of the keys on the keyboard is excellent. The build quality on the keyboard is really good. So the keyboard is my second pro for the MSI GE60 2PL laptop. My third pro is the specification to the cost ratio. Let me explain what I mean by the specification to the cost ratio. So it is the kind of specification you get for the money you pay, and for that ratio, I think this laptop is a killer. It's really a killer. If you compare the MacBook Pro, the basic non-retina variant is retailing for $1,600 Singapore dollars in Singapore, whereas I got this for $1,400, and the specifications cannot be even compared. And I also saw a HP laptop for $1,300. I don't really remember the model number, but it was a Pavilion 15-inch with a touchscreen display. It was an i7 processor, but it was not a quad core, it was a dual core processor, and it was selling for $1,300. So for the specification to the cost ratio, I think this laptop is a must buy, and that's one of the best features of the laptop. The best pro of this laptop is the value for money and the specification to the cost ratio. So that's my third pro. My fourth pro for the laptop is the speaker quality. Let me just... As you can see, the speaker quality, it has a dual speaker, and it also has a sound blaster software which really sharpens the way you use the sound on the laptop, and the speaker quality is an excellent. So that's my fourth pro. My fifth pro is the option of the multiple display connectivity on the laptop. As you can see on the labeling on the laptop itself, it says matrix display. That the 2PE Apache Pro can be connected to 3 screens at a time, but the 2PL can only be connected to 2 screens at a time. But it's kind of a let on, but it's still better than the normal laptop, which can only be connected to 1 screen at a time. So it can be connected to 2 screens, and you can also use a laptop screen at the same time, which means you have 3 screens at the same time. If you are using gaming and multitasking, you're doing something else, you're browsing the net, for example, on the other screen, it's really perfect to use. So the multi-screen display is my fifth and the last pro for the Apache 2PL GE60 MSI laptop. So let us now get to the cons of the laptop. My first and the foremost con of the laptop is the battery life. The battery life on this laptop is, I must say, it's really poor. It has a 4400 milliamp battery, but the battery doesn't last for more than 2.5 hours even when using it in power saver mode. So that's really let down for a laptop in this scenario, in this market where you can see laptops which last for 7 hours or 6 hours from Dell or from MacBook, for example. But with this laptop, it's just 2.5 hours, and that's my foremost and the worst pro of this laptop. It's the battery life. It's really poor. But let us get to the second con of the laptop. It's the touchpad. The touchpad is really not up to the mark. I would say in the same market, if you look at the similar price products, even though they have a lesser specification, they have a very better touchpad. Even with this kind of button layout, this is really from Stone Age. It really feels from Stone Age. The touchpad really feels old. It's not really intuitive, and I'm gonna explain this. Okay, the multi-touch gestures do work. So here you can see that I'm able to zoom in and zoom out with my both fingers, but the right click with 2 fingers doesn't work. So you can only use your 2 fingers to zoom in and zoom out, but the right click doesn't work. So you have to go here and press a physical button here to enable the right click, which in this period of time when every laptop is really ahead. So the one thing which I really hate about this laptop is the trackpad. So guys, as you can see here, it's kind of flimsy in this place. You can feel that it's moving up and down. So that's why I said the build quality of the laptop is not very good at places, and at places it's quite good. Other places it's quite good, but at few places it could have been better. My fourth con for the MSI laptop here is that it's quite bulky. It is really heavy at around 2.5 kilograms of weight. Even though it's saved by not having metallic parts on it, really is heavy and bulky. But I'm not going to complain. It's not really a very important con, but that's why I placed it on the 4th point. But still, I have to really mention it to you guys. With the charger and the adapter and the laptop, it's gonna be bulky for you guys to carry it around. If you wanna use this laptop as you're carrying around laptop, if you guys are gonna just leave it at home lying it around in your table, then I don't think this point is gonna be of any use. But I just had to mention it. It's quite bulky. My final con for the MSI GE60 2PL laptop is that the keyboard is not backlit. Even for a laptop which is just $200 more expensive than this, even though it has a better specification, it also has the color changing LED backlight for the keyboard, but this laptop doesn't have it, and that's really a letdown. You just have to pay $200 more to get the 2PL Apache Pro. For having paid $1,400, I consider it to be a letdown. whereas if you had paid $200 more, you could have got more bucks for your money. That's what I would say. So that's my final con for the MSI GE60 laptop. So let us get to the verdict of the MSI GE60 Apache laptop. For $1,400, I think this really is a value for money. There is no other competitor there offering this kind of specification at this kind of price. Leaving alone the battery life, the touchpad and the build quality, I think the rest of the cons really doesn't matter. The battery life, you have to carry your charger all the time, and for the trackpad you always have to carry a mouse, and the build quality you pretty much cannot do anything else. So you have to live with these three cons, which are kind of big impact, which kind of make a big impact, but I think the pros really outweigh the cons here. The value for money is the best part of the laptop, so I think you guys should go ahead and buy this laptop if you're looking for a gaming laptop in this price range. So folks, thanks for watching my video. If you really like my videos, kindly subscribe so I can make more videos for you guys. Thanks for watching again. Take care. Peace.